Welcome back to Destiny Quest, the Heart of Fire playthrough, where we became a member of some kind of military-ish investigation party, and we found a cave where we almost got decimated, and as a first scout can make a decision to take the west tunnel or the east tunnel inside of the mountain. West is let's see, a chill wind blows from the west and a salty stagnant odor, and the east is ascending steeply heading deeper into the mountain. So let's take the west tunnel. Oh, why not just roll for it? So even is west. It's odd. So we take the east. 1, 4, 3. Okay. Grateful that the glowing fungi is providing you with some light, you scramble up the steep passageway. Behind you, the walls ring with the clatter of weapons and the scraping of boots, as the rest of the group struggle to follow. So much for the stealthy approach, you grimace. Eventually the passage levels out, ending in another junction. To the right, tunnel narrows, becoming a cramped space filled with stones and rubble. Something glints back at you from between the rocks, a pair of eyes, then it is gone. You hear the pad of feet, followed by a hooting cry. Goblins! Will you head left into the cavern, or head right following the goblin? Even is bottom. And we head right, following the goblin. 3, 6, 3. You hurry after the goblin, the others following closely at your heels. By the time you emerge from the tight cleft into a larger cavern, your ears are ringing with the strange hooting calls. They are now coming from the top of a steep slope, where you can discern shapes moving behind a row of boulders and rocks. At the foot of the slope, the ground is littered with piles of rotting corpses. From the spindly legs and shell-like carapaces, you guessed that they were once ant men. Arg! You hear a cry behind you. Turning, you see that the captain's armor has got caught in the narrowing of the passageway. He is struggling to free himself, a face reddening with effort. Behind him, Searle is pushing and shoving in an effort to break him loose. You spin back to face the slope. Something big is moving at the summit, grunting as it shifts its heavy weight against one of the boulders. You hear the scraping of stone. Then, suddenly, with a bellowing cry, the creature sends one of the boulders bouncing down the slope. The rock moves fast, barely giving you time to dodge aside, as it crashes into the cave below. Already the creature has moved on to another boulder, preparing to send it tumbling down towards you. The goblins at the top of the slope are cheering and hooting, believing that you are done for. However, you have other ideas. Weapons at the ready, you charge up the slope. The creature is an ogre. Its thickly muscled body covered in war paint. Before you are even halfway up, the ogre has pushed the next boulder in your direction. You roll aside just in time, quickly scrambling to your feet to take on this deadly adversary. We are facing Konga. He has no speed, he has no brawn. Armor 2, health 30. But he is also thick-skinned. So bleed doesn't work. But we have thorns, we have prophecy, vanish, and we have safe path. But we can also simply roll. So to the... No, wait. That was too easy, perhaps. Yeah, this encounter is played differently to a normal combat. To be able to strike the ogre, you must first dodge 3 boulders to get to the top of the slope. To do this, roll 2 dice and add your speed score to the total. So we try to dodge the boulders with a 10 plus 2 for speed is 12. If the result is 7 or more, then you have dodged one of the boulders flung in your direction. Roll again to see if you dodge the second boulder. That's above 7. And then the third boulder. 6 plus 2 is 8. So we just managed barely to dodge the 3 boulders. If you do, you have reached the top and you may roll for damage against Konga as if you had won a combat round. If the result is 6 or less, you have been hit by a boulder and must take 4 damage ignoring your armor. You are also knocked back to the bottom of the slope and must dodge 3 boulders to get to the top again. So this is a nice variation. Once you have rolled for damage against Konga, I was just lucky, that's why it sounded simple. Once you have rolled for damage against Konga, the ogre's swinging fists send you back to the bottom of the slope. You must dodge another 3 boulders. Alright. So we roll for damage against Konga. It's very nice. Reminds me of Donkey Kong. So we roll for damage because, well, no. Does he attack? No, you roll for damage against Konga. Once you have. I think we have to do the initiative thing regardless. So, enemy 5, me 5. I win because he has no speed. And then I roll for damage against him is 3. Plus my magic 4 is 7, minus his armor 2 is 5. So Konga is now at 25. Then I get kicked down to the bottom. Yeah, so we have to roll 2d6 to get up again. That's 5 plus 2 is 7. First boulder is missed. 8 plus 2 is above 7. And I get kicked down by the third boulder. And I must take 4 damage, ignoring my armor. So I'm at... What was it? I don't know if you can read it, but it is the hero at 26, because you start with 30 always. So there is no attacking because I can't reach him. I try to scrape up again. 2, that's a failure. So I'm at 22. So this is a bit harder than you'd think. Again, third round. Another failure. 18. And it is a combat. I'm going to use the prophecy. Once per combat, cancel damage token. I can do that also later. I should have used thorns. Okay. Let's see if we can manage 6. The first boulder is avoided. 12. Second boulder is avoided. 7. I reach Gonga. And now I use thorns. Maybe I can use vanish. When you lose initiative, avoid damage. No. Thorns? Can I use something to get rid of this annoying ogre? You automatically inflict 1 damage to all of your opponents at the end of every combat round. This ability ignores armor. Okay, so Gonga, when I hit him, oh shit, he hits me. Charm. But I have a charm. I can reroll any 1 die. I'll reroll this die. Shit. Oh. Okay. I hit him for 1d6 plus 1, 4 plus 4 magic is 8 plus 1 thorns. I'm going to write thorns here. To note that I used it. So it's 4 plus 4 is 8. 9 minus Gonga's 2 armor, 7. And he goes 25 minus 7 is 18, I think. Plus 2 plus 5. Yeah. Then I get kicked to the bottom again. So I'm going to 7, avoid the first, avoid the second, And the third, I roll for initiative. 3 for Conga. 8 for me. I do damage. 5 plus 4 minus 2. Yeah, I can't use anything else. 5 plus 4 is 9. Minus 2 is 7. So 18 minus 7, 11. And get kicked back to the bottom. 12. I easily avoid the first. Easily avoid the second. And barely avoid the third boulder. Roll for initiative. Conga 7. Me 8. So I do damage. 2. I use Buffs. No. I use Charm. Reroll any one die once per combat. And I reroll this. 6. Okay, much better. Plus 4 minus 2 is plus 2. Is 8 damage. 11 minus 8 is 3. Conga is getting really pissed. And I get kicked down. So first boulder avoid. Second boulder avoiding. Third boulder avoiding. Roll for initiative. 5 for Conga. 6 for me. I do damage. I do 6 damage. Plus 4 for magic. Minus 2 is 8 damage through his armor. Bringing Conga to minus 5. And we have defeated the ogre. If you manage to defeat Conga, turn to 2, 3, 3, 6. 3, 3, 6. As the ogre tumbles to the ground, you leap over the body, weapons cutting through the gang of goblins that have rushed in to attack. Despite your exhaustion, you are able to fend off their knives and spears, forcing them to lose ground. Then you hear a booming war cry from behind you, followed by the crunch of booted feet. The captain is now charging up the slope, his axe held high above his head. The rest of the party are close behind. A bowstring twangs, and the goblin in front of you flies back, an arrow shoved in his chest. There is a fleeting moment where the remaining goblins are frozen in situ, undecided whether to run or defend their position. Then the captain and his men crash into them, hacking with weapons and blasting with magic. The battle is over in seconds. Damn greenheads, scowls Searle, kicking the nearest corpse. Got blood on me best breeches. Vaz gives him a shove. They smell better than you, Searle. He feigns a hurt expression, then starts sniffing at his clothes with a worried frown. Nice work, grins the captain, slapping you on the back. Okay, let's see what we got here. You search the bodies and find 10 gold crowns. You may also choose up to 2 of the following items. Then we have the goblin bones, flint knife, and Tarsus boots. I had some kind of scoring sheets where you could denote the things that you found. I have to check. Okay, here it is. So, Goblin Bones. Goblin. Cup. It's not an item. Flint knife. Well, apparently you can have 2 flint knives. And this is the left-hand flint knife. And Tarsus boots. So, do we want Goblin Bones? Goblin Bones, what are they useful for? Well, you can sell the Goblin Bones to back into town, or they are useful for the right person. So, do you want a flint knife for the left-hand dagger? We have sort of the deal which gives +1 brawn, +1 might. And we can drop that in favor of speed with the ability gouge, which I don't know yet. So look it up. Gouge. It must be something useful, otherwise I don't need it. Gouge. Yeah. It's passive. It increases the damage caused by the bleed ability by 1. Well, that's pretty nice, because I also have Cutthroat Carver in the main hand. And I think you can simply combine by when you attack. You don't choose between left hand and main hand. You just use them both. And I'm going to become some kind of assassin then. And that's sort of the deal. Sort of the deals. Yeah, +1 brawn, +1, but I can heal, and I lose heal if I take the flint knife, and I just want heal is heal +4 health. Any ally once per combat is very useful, of course, especially later. So I think I'm going to pass on the flint knife to a colleague. Tarsus boots. My old boots are sailor's sandals. That gives me 1 speed, and 1 speed is very important because you yeah, for the rusted chainmail and the sailor sandals, I'm not going to give up speed. Let's see. Tarsus boots is +1. It also makes you sure-footed. So don't lose sure-footed. Sure-footed is reroll all your speed dice once per combat. That's really hard to say. I don't want it either, but I'm going to No. Well. +1 brawn, +1 magic. So I hit less often. But when I do, I have better stats. So I'm going to take the Tarsus boots. So Sailor's sandals, lost forever in some kind of goblin cave. Tarsus boots. And it is not so fast. +1 brawn, +1 magic. Magic is now 5. Brawn is now 4. But my speed is now 1. So 1, 4, 5, 3. The one speed comes from rusted chainmail. The armor is from saddle blankets, rusted chainmail, and crow feather. So that's 3. The brawn is from left hand, main hand, Tarsus boots, ring, warded wood. Yeah. Okay, and goblin bones. I'm not really sure what this does. Why I wrote here M+2. Anyway, goblin bones. As discussed, your backpack has 5 items. Can hold 5 items. Here is some kind of ashes, a holy water, healing, and I don't know what this is. So, okay, when you have made your decision, turn to 3, 4, 5. It appears that the goblins and the ogre had holed themselves up in a small defensible area. Opposite the slope, the entire wall has collapsed inwards, leaving behind an impenetrable mass of jagged rock. Apart from some cooking pots and a few gnawed bones, there is little else in the cave. Wait, I got something! Searle is kneeling inside a wooden crate. Beside a wooden crate, or what is left of one. The lid has been smashed open, revealing a number of metal discs inside. Oh wait, I had also 10 gold, right? So 34. Becomes 44. Okay, back to the story. The lid has been smashed open, revealing a number of metal discs inside. Bore hole charges, grins Searle, lifting one up. You notice the others backing away. The captain gives a snort. Put that down, Searle, or you'll blow the top of this mountain and take us with it. What are they? You ask, watching as Searle lays it carefully onto the ground. Explosives, grins Vaas. Only the army have them, and maybe smugglers who got lucky. Yeah, but how'd they end up here? Asks Searle, turning a broken piece of the crate over in his hands. You think the goblins used them to cause that cave-in? I don't